Well, the centrality of the evolution of civilization generally is development of manhood, mankind. By mankind, by extension, I mean man and woman. But when you are talking about man and woman, the leadership of the two rests on the head of the man, as far the originality of the human creation, Adam and Eve. Now, in that context, the degree at which you give specialization, training, discipline, care, and general concern to a boy will determine what type of man you are incubating for the future. In other words, no society can develop better than the quality of the young persons you have developed for the future. Whatever you are seeing going on now, if you see somebody becoming an excellent man, an excellent leader, the originality of him was that he was given all the rudiments of the tipping to become the best of the good of a man he is. So the degree at which you now, nurse and tender children will determine the futuristic quality of the way they will as well govern younger ones when they finally reach the age of maturity. Well, the first expectation I have is that the NGO should, extend its frontiers, into partnership with international bodies, international governmental bodies, international non-governmental bodies. At the level of the United Nations Organization, I expect a more robust partnership with the UNICEF, with the UNDP, with the so many other bodies of the United Nations that are relevant to the development of the society, not just the development of the boys folk or the men folk. And at the same time, too, it is very important there are some country-level organizations like the JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency. There are similar type of groups for Canadian government, for India, the G20, the Commonwealth countries, the African Union. There are many international bodies that the NGO can really partner with in order to expand the frontiers so that they will be the flagship, they will be the leading light that will be able to replicate establishment of this type of NGO in all the countries of the world. And at the governmental level, we need higher, at the national level, higher partnership with the federal government, with the relevant ministries that have stake in the development of the decision, not just the Ministry for Youth, not just the Ministry of Women Affairs, but even the Ministry for Economic Development. Because under Section 16 of the Constitution, the children have stake in the economic extraction of the blessings of the country. If the legislators are related with, they will be able to evolve more legislations, and then the state governments to the federal, state, and local governments need to be contacted to, so that they will be able to. We have the Child Rights Act that up to now some states are, foot dragging in domesticating the legislation at the level of their states. They need to be met. The judiciary too needs to be met so that there will be more establishment of juvenile courts. Remember the recent happening of those accused of end governance protest. Most of them are young boys. Unfortunately, by our law, they are to be charged before juvenile courts. And there are no juvenile courts. And then the Federal Ministry of Information too, the minister has to be up and doing. The National Orientation Agency and other apparatus of propagation of governmental policies and programs should be able to educate the world about the good aspect of the Child Rights Act. It is inadequacy of education, the poverty of educating the citizens about the good side of the Child Rights Act is what is making it comatose in terms of policy acceptability and policy implementation at the level of the states and at the level of the local government. NGOs too like SERAP, NGOs too like Amnesty International, NGOs too, like Human Rights Watch, NGOs too, like so many of them. This association, this body needs to, symbiotically relate with them so that they will assist in propagating the ideals of the formation of Gaiyd. It is very, very important that we go beyond the frontiers of our own office to be able to establish intricate technical bonds of working relationships with non-governmental bodies, with governmental bodies, at the level of local, national, states, international, and global frontiers, so that at the end of it, we will be able to now see the possibility of redeeming the whole world against the shackles of injustices against the men and indeed the boys.
The Great Achievers Summit and Award of Excellence 2024, proudly presented by the Great Achievers Initiative for Youth and Community Development, Gaiyd. This year's theme, Shaping the Future Leadership of Our Society, unites visionaries and trailblazers committed to forging a lasting legacy of impact. Be part of this moment where greatness is honored.